Hello and welcome to another not so awesome blossom episode of We Only Look Thin. I am Catherine Weigel. I am one of your hosts. I'm a Tiny Habit certified coach, a Thrive Global certified coach. I've lost over 100 pounds. No thanks to the awesome blossom onion pile.
Oh my goodness.
From Chili's. And with me today is
Donald Weigel, and I am maybe not an awesome blossom, but I am one of the hosts of this show. I have lost about 100 pounds. I've kept it off for about 7 years, and we are here to talk about it.
We are here to talk about it. I remember going to Chili's, a celebration of food.
Oh, yeah.
If you will.
Yeah, for sure.
I don't know. I remember going to Chili's to meet up with friend of the show, Nicole. Hello, Nicole.
Hello, Nicole.
When I was visiting my hometown of New Jersey. That is
your hometown.
My hometown of New Jersey.
Yeah.
And we met at a Chili's, a celebration of food. You've got to say the whole thing to get full credit for it. And I remember...
Not a sponsor.
That I met up with her, and in the past, both of us had been kind of overweight.
Yeah.
And then I met up with her, and quite rudely, right under my nose, she had lost like 50 pounds.
Yeah.
And I was like, must be nice to be you.
Very rude.
And she's eating at Chili's. She lost a bunch of weight, and I felt a little bit jealous, I'm going to say. I was a little envious
for sure.
Of her. And I'm like, what'd you do? And she's like, I ate sensibly and did Weight Watchers. And I said, no, thank you. No, thank you to that.
Yeah, that's not something I'm interested in.
And I was excited to
I want a magical miracle weight loss cure.
And I was excited to catch up with my friend, but I was also excited to catch up with the awesome blossom. What was it, like 2,500 calorie deep fried giant onion?
It's something like that. It's like a whole onion that is battered and
but it's like
deep fried.
The biggest cartoon
sized onion, that's right.
Yeah, it's like just like novelty sized onion that is then deep fried and served with buffalo dipping sauce.
Yeah, I don't know what they put on that onion to get it so big.
Okay, but I found out some interesting information.
Did you?
I did.
I didn't know you were going to do this.
Ye old awesome blossom.
I did not know this was coming.
Okay, so I don't think I've been to Chili's, a celebration of food, since maybe that time I went with Nicole back in my days of jealousy.
Probably been decades since I've been there.
Did you know, which I just found out 1 minute ago from
whatever you're
reading
about to say, I didn't know.
With my eyeballs, Chili's, a celebration of food, removed the Awesome Blossom from its menu in 2008.
I had no idea.
Due to its high calorie and fat content.
Really?
It did.
I probably shouldn't say this on this show, but man, was it tasty though.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, just
not anything I should be anywhere near, but
I actually remember being like, well, if I only eat the breading, then the calories from the onion don't really matter.
Those high onion calories. Oh. You could eat like probably a bushel of onions for 25 calories. Oh my gosh.
But then luckily our dear friends at Outback Steakhouse, a celebration of all things Australian, which they don't actually even have it in Australia.
Authentic Australian cuisine.
Do you know that Outback Steakhouse never consulted one Australian person in putting their menu together?
Is that true?
It is 100% true.
Wow.
Yeah, no, like not one call.
So it's like entirely like what Americans think Australians might eat.
Exactly. But they came through with their bloomin' onion.
Yeah.
So fear not.
They picked up all that slack. Yeah.
Yeah, boy, onions are a really good health food. So if you just dip them in whatever.
Eat raw onions.
But whether it's Chili's or Angus Steakhouse or wherever you go, we can all agree that the one ring that rules them all is the onion ring.
Onion ring.
Because
oh my goodness.
The onion ring, it's just a single ring.
Yeah.
It's mostly just onion. And then there's no calories in it, and it's a health food, basically.
That's right. Yeah, we can ignore the breading and the like fat of oil, the vat of oil. I said fat of oil, like it slipped out.
I did find out that our daughter ordered onion rings and then would just pull out the onion to eat the batter, and I was like, "Come on, dude."
Yeah, she's cuckoo bananas. I'm going on record as saying that right now.
Exactly, but we just like Smeagol from Lord of the Rings.
Oh, hey, I just want to say, you're about to get into a whole Lord of the Rings thing right now.
I am.
Yeah. And I just want to say, I think most people would assume that I came up with this because I am on record as being the giant nerd of the two of us, and I did not come up with this. This was written by you.
Lord of the Onion Rings.
This whole Lord of the Rings bit that is about to happen right now did not come from me.
You can stick your Lord of the Dance in Ireland, because we're sticking with Lord of the Onion Rings.
Now, don't get me wrong. Okay. I'm all about this Lord of the Rings thing that's about to happen, but I didn't come up with it.
Yeah, I'm doing this one for the fellas, everybody. So,
there are ladies who like Lord of the Rings.
There are. No, I loved the movies. But I mostly loved that hobbits were like second breakfast, elevensies.
No,
I was like, I've never felt more kinship than with the delightful hobbits. So for you normos out there who don't know what a Lord of the Ring is, normos. Basically, it's this fictional world where there are these like wedding band type rings that rule everybody, and then the kingdom of man and the kingdom of hobbits and the kingdom of whatever.
The rings have magical powers, and there's a guy named Gollum. He's a guy. There's a dude. A dude named Gollum who's like completely obsessed with this ring and having it, and it's his own and it's his precious. And
and so
go watch the movies; they're great.
Yeah. So you may recall a little while ago, we did an episode called Does This Kale Spark Joy?
Yeah.
Where we highlighted the work of Marie Kondo and her sort of seeing if things sparked joy. And I can tell you that for about 40 years, 4 decades, that the thing that sparked joy for me was fried food.
Oh my goodness,
and the siren call of it. So like I didn't really get the whole like Gollum, my precious ring, whatever, like the bro part of things.
Yeah, I'm not obsessed with jewelry, but am obsessed with onion rings.
Exactly. But that need, that like deep, like I will die without it need for fast food was a real problem for decades.
Yeah, me too.
And that problem turned into a weight problem and an attitude problem. And like we've talked about with like emotional eating and mood rings, the onion rings, we're continuing the ring trilogy. Maybe it'll be a trilogy. Just like the Lord of the Rings.
Yeah, we'll see.
Return of the Ring. Return of the...
They'll get progressively longer, and then we can release the director's cuts that have an extra 40 minutes of content.
Exactly. But we've talked about Marie Kondo and what things spark joy and kind of looking at the different categories of your life that spark joy. But we're flipping it on its head, everybody. And this time we are invoking Samwise Gamgee and Frodo and who
Gimli
else?
And Legolas,
everybody.
Aragorn.
Yeah, the hot guy. Wait, what was his
Gandalf,
actual name?
The actor? Aragorn? Oh my goodness, I'm drawing a blank.
Anyway,
Here, you keep talking, I'll look it up.
It's fine. Okay.
He was hot, it's fine.
But we love, our favorite thing to do is use nerd and history, pop culture to
Viggo Mortensen.
Yeah, I was going to say Ving Rhames. It's not my thing, but
not Ving Rhames.
It starts with a V, so it's fine. But we are going to use the analogy of Lord of the Rings to sort of talk about what you surround yourself with on your weight loss journventure.
Yeah.
So the whole premise of Lord of the Rings was that little Frodo there's sort of a band of brothers who join together to get this ring and throw it in Mount Doom, right?
That's right.
Okay, they throw it in Mount Doom so it can melt, and then
Mount Doom is a volcano. It's the only place hot enough to melt the ring.
Yeah. So it's not like fondue though. It's like just actual lava. Like
we have to, in my version of the story, we have to take it to Mount Fondue.
Mount Fondue.
Yeah.
Exactly. And throw it in and release the curse or whatever. But the longer the journey goes, the more you're holding on to the onion ring, the harder it is to let go. So in this episode, we are going to talk about sort of what resources do you have toward your health goals that will actually help you lose your weight, keep it off, because what you surround yourself with really does matter. So again, forget Marie Kondo. Maybe she's on board too. Why not have a lady on this journventure also?
Yeah, she could be part of the fellowship for sure.
So if we take this back to the boring world of practical, normal weight lossy stuff, we've talked before about sort of like you become like the 5 people or, things that you surround yourself with. So whether it's like the people that you spend time with, friends, coworkers, gym buddies, or toxic snack dealers, like, hey, you want to get a thing? Like, you got the thing.
Oh my goodness,
okay.
I have some of those in my life.
So you become like what you surround yourself with. The people, podcasts, social feeds, books, articles, food habits. You become like what you surround yourself with. So again, the people that you spend time with, the podcasts that you listen to, the social media feeds. Are you being inspired, or are you following the hashtag fried cheese ball challenge, which no, don't. No. See, the onion ring is leading me toward...
I was just like going with it. I was like, yeah, the cheese ball challenge. Let's do it.
So are you reading books or articles that are strengthening your mind, lifting you up, or are they dragging you down? And then again, your food habits. Are you door dashing everything? Are you following all of the cheese blogs, or are you looking at sexy summer salads? It all matters. So if you hang out with Smeagol too long, Smeagol is what was his other name? He had 2 names.
Gollum.
Gollum.
Yeah.
Like the guy was like, oh, my precious onion ring or whatever. So if you are surrounding yourself with people who enable your negative food habits, if you're watching the Food Network all day, if all of your social feeds are like cake-based feeds, if you are just isolating yourself from helpful habits, then that's what you are going to become like. So we are going to ask you to sort of examine your influences and sort of like think about how you can spend the rest of your summer surrounding yourself with influences that are good instead of Gollum-like.
Absolutely. So, before I get into it, I just wanted to mention, Catherine had skipped over, she wrote down a fact that I haven't vetted, that there's over 48 minutes of footage of walking in the Lord of the Rings trilogy. And I just want to point out, none of them were wearing a Fitbit.
They just did it?
They didn't get credit for any of those steps, and yet they still did all of that walking. So it's, and the actors even had to do at least that 48 minutes, even if they didn't actually have to walk all the way to Matthew. So if they can do it, even with or without a Fitbit, you can too. Okay. So ways to do a life inventory. So in the movies, in the first movie, there is, and in the books, there is a scene called the Council of Elrond, where the humans and the elves and the dwarves and the hobbits, they come together and they decide what are they going to do about this ring. And this is where they build the fellowship. Like, people from each of these different groups come together. I'm getting all teary-eyed right now.
But really think about it. Who are you pulling together? What resources are you pulling together to make you really strong and being able to get through this hellscape that is trying to lose weight and keep it off?
Exactly. So ask yourself, do you have each of these people in your fellowship, or these metaphors of people in your fellowship? So Samwise Gamgee was Frodo's best friend
ever in the whole world.
This is your ride or die. Do you have someone who brings you the lembas bread? So lembas bread was the magical elven bread that you can just eat a little bit of and it would make you feel full. It was the ultimate Pump up the volume.
It was like the Fiber One cereal. Boring, right. Practical, compact, gets the job done.
That's right. If the elves made magical Fiber One cereal, it would
they're not feeding you lemon bars.
That's right. It would be the lembas bread. So, do you have somebody who brings you the Fiber One cereal when you're struggling, or are all the people in your life the let's order pizza or let's get donuts type of people? And then the Gandalf gauge. Do you have a Gandalf in your life? Who is your wise advisor? Now, this doesn't have to be a person in your life. This could be a podcast that you listen to.
Catherine Donald
or a coach, or maybe you join Walt Place and you find people that way. It could be a book. It could be a real life mentor. Like, do you have someone who like sees your potential and actually guides you and coaches you along the way, and challenges you?
I'm getting all teary-eyed. I love these movies so much.
I know,
and like,
they're really good.
Oh,
I know.
Okay.
And then the Mirror of Galadriel test.
Whoa,
Galadriel was
nerd. I want to beat you up. I'm suddenly fancying myself a cool kid. Like, hey, nerd.
Me up. Yeah.
No, I married you. I love you.
Yeah, she's too busy smoking cigarettes during lunch out behind the dumpster at the school. The Mirror of Galadriel test. So this is the Cate Blanchett character. She was sort of the elven queen. And so when you look in the mirror, what do you see most often? Or when you're looking around you, what do you see most often?
Right, your
look
environment.
at your social media feeds. Look at the shows that you're watching. Are they full of progress and discipline and positive support? Are they, reinforcing the kind of person that you want to be and the habits that you want to have? Or is it full of, junk food memes and chaos and sarcasm disguised as self-sabotage? Like, is it like, well, I may as well, I'm on the seafood diet. I eat all the food I see.
Well, I follow a lot of Disney pages, and they're like, calories at Disneyland don't count. And I know it is funny and it's sarcastic. Everybody knows I'm super sarcastic and I like that kind of stuff. But it's super dangerous when we just keep like telling our brains that it doesn't count. It doesn't count. It doesn't count.
Exactly. So do you have a golem in your life? This is, sort of one of the main villains of the piece. Maybe, anyway, it's complicated. Do you have someone or something that is whispering to you like you deserve this, like you should have this when you're trying to stay on track? Do you know what sets you off? Do you know the things that are going to, like, are you bringing your personal, like One Ring into your home? Are you bringing in the snack, the treat that is always going to get you off track? Are there apps? Are there people? Are there environments that you are going to all the time that are whispering to you that you should indulge? So watch out for that. Frodo, the hero of the piece. Are you showing up as the hero of your own journey? Are you taking charge of your own choices? Or are you just like waiting, as we talked about the last episode, for the motivation bus to come along and carry you? Are you waiting for somebody else to come pick you up? Or are you deciding to take charge and be the champion of your own choices and march that ring all the way to your own Mount Doom or your own Mount, what do we say, Fondue? Fondue, and throw it in there. So really ask yourself if your fellowship is around you, including you.
Okay, so whether you've read the books or seen the movies or not, I can tell you, just like an actual onion ring, the ring in Lord of the Rings is sort of this sentient, like, it has feelings and it is sort of like wants to drag you down and is trying to lead you to temptation, and it leads you to sort of dark thoughts. It's super chill. And the longer you hold on to it, the more it corrupts you and kind of makes you feel possessed.
Oh my goodness, yes. And I feel this analogy so deeply when it comes to the pulls of food and social obligations and family.
Well, and I think too, like, I was talking to someone the other day on a conference call, and they were saying, like, well, this sort of food addiction is hard because you have to eat food. Yeah. Like, you have to carry some kind of food with you.
Yeah.
And the siren call of, like, hyper palatable foods just drags you down so quickly. And not only does it like drag you down physically, but mentally it like tears you down. Like, I can't get away from this. I can't stop myself. Like, it can be super negative. And so did the ring in Lord of the Rings.
Yeah.
So just as the ring wanted to be found, so does the onion ring. So temptation is everywhere, but how you respond depends on who is around you. If your fellowship is just enablers and emotional eaters, you're going to get pulled off course as well. And sometimes we know, like, oh, if I hang out with this person, like, we're definitely going to go to TGI Fridays. Like, oh, like, we're just going to have,
Right.
like, it's not like, oh, do you want to meet me at the salad barn? Because the salad barn is a barn with salad. That's their, I don't know. Well,
because the salad barn is a barn with salad.
I don't know. I'm
That
not
is
a
their,
jingle writer.
That is their very clever
well, celebration
slogan.
of food was already taken, so what am I supposed to do?
Yeah, that's true.
But all of the members of the fellowship that Frodo surrounded himself with, they had a common mission, a common goal to like rid the world of this dark force. So if our circle of friends, podcasts, books, like if we are surrounding ourselves with people who are on the same path, like it will help us throw the ring into take it to Mordor instead of like almost like a Ouija board leading us toward like the cheese fountain at the mall. There's fountains of cheese at the mall. I think I haven't been to a mall in a while, but
yeah, they're just full of cheese fountains now. Malls are. Well, that's how they had to bring the people back.
I'm still okay. Just letting you know, I think we've talked about this. We went to a wedding once and needed to leave early and left before we got to have the pound cake and chocolate fondue fountain part of it. We're like, well, no one else is eating chocolate fondue yet, and we have to leave. But it was the worst wedding I ever attended. 0 stars.
This was like 15 years ago, and you're still thinking about it, by the way.
Yeah, and it was like on the Sunday of Thanksgiving weekend, so I'd already super duper indulged, and I'm still upset about the fondue situation.
You've been carrying that fondue around with you for a long time.
Yeah.
So, how do you build your own fellowship, or what should you do to build your own fellowship? So, I turned to a quote from the movie. This is again Cate Blanchett as Galadriel. She said, "Even the smallest person can change the course." I'm getting all choked. I can't even say it. I'm getting all emotional. The movies are over 20 years old, and I'm like getting all choked up. Even the smallest person can change the course of the future. And so when you are trying to build your own fellowship, be very intentional. Find at least one person who encourages your habits and stick with that person. Find a social media account or a show that keeps you inspired, or a book. Find a group or a community that holds you accountable. And look, shameless plug, one such group is our group, Wolt Place, We Only Look Thin Place. A great place to find people who hold you accountable and encourage your habits, and also Catherine Weigel, who is the Gandalf Galadriel of the group. Find one simple habit that you track, like Frodo tracked miles, or you track water or steps or sleep. Like, start there. Start small. Use the tiny habits method. Start small and gradually build and build. Find one story that reminds you what you're walking towards, and maybe that story is yours. Find your reason for doing this. What is your real reason? Like, it's not just to look better in a pair of pants. Like, you want to be able to travel into your older age. You want to maintain your mobility. You want to be able to carry your groceries up your stairs. Like, you want to be able to play with your children and grandchildren. Like, find your reason for doing this. Find that story that inspires you and make it part of your fellowship.
So if you know anything about the Lord of the Rings trilogy, it's a trilogy. It's in the title. It's a trilogy. It says so.
That's right.
He knew he was going to do it. There were 48 minutes of walking
Yes.
In the movie. I think I didn't read the first book, but you said there was like 100 pages of just some like Sam Bambadiddle or something like that.
It's not. Yeah,
it doesn't matter.
Yeah, the Council of Elrond is long when you're like 13 or 14 years old trying to read it, and then there's a scene where Gandalf is riding with Pippin, I think, from one city to another, and it's like 30 or 40 pages. They're just riding on a horse talking. It's a lot.
Yeah, but analogy for weight loss, it can be really boring, and time just goes by, and you just got to do the habits.
But the books are great overall. Yeah.
They're great. Okay, so it is a trilogy, and at the beginning, it's like, okay, the adventure has started. We're forming the council. We're all pulling together, and then like the middle movie is kind of rough because it's just like, oh, now we're in the middle of it, and everything's really hard, and people are falling off the group, and people are dying, and all this stuff. And when you get to that part, like when you start an adventure, a journventure, I'm going on a journventure. Yeah. I actually picture that. When you first said that I'm on a weight loss adventure, I imagined Frodo being like, "I'm going on an adventure." Hooray!
That's right.
But when we start and we have all the tools and we've got all the books and the people and the podcasts and the tools and like the new running shoes and everything is like hopeful and that like music is drumming up and everything's going great. And we're like, okay, we've got this. Like I'm losing weight. It is happening. We're on this journey together. It's amazing. And then things get hard. The real slog of it kicks in. Maybe you have a disruption in your, living situation or some challenge. You twist your ankle. There's some life challenge that comes your way. It can feel like the world is working against you.
Or maybe the Nazgul come in and stab you with a magical sword.
Sure. Nazguls, whatever.
I had to bring it back to nerdy stuff. Yeah.
Okay. But when it feels hopeless, and I think that this is true for me, when I feel like I have the resources and I'm like losing weight and things are going great and I'm sharing my victories online and all of that, when things turn south, when the South is apparently bad, when you feel like suddenly you've hit a wall and you're not losing, and suddenly like you don't have the resources that you had before, or for some reason that spark isn't really there and you've hit a hard time, it can feel like I'm going to get all teary-eyed, feel like you have to do this by yourself. When you start feeling shame, you stop posting, you stop tracking, you stop showing up at the gym, you stop checking in with friends who are on their health journeys that are maybe doing better than you are. When you hit that point, you can feel like, well, I've got to do this alone. And there's a scene, I think in the first Lord of the Rings, the very end, where like they hit this battle and like people are dying and one person kind of turns against them. And Frodo thinks he has to sail away on the river by himself. I'm
getting all choked up too. What's wrong with me?
And sorry, I'm getting all teary-eyed. And Samwise Gamgee, the most incredible member of the Fellowship, Frodo is in his little canoe and he's sailing away, and Sam is on shore. And Frodo says, like, I need to do this by myself. Like, and Sam goes, of course you do, and I'm coming with you. Like, you've got to do this alone. Yeah, sure. And then I'm coming with you. And Sam is just like, I am your ride or die. Like, I am going to be here for you. And Sam starts running into the water and can't swim. And he's like, I don't care. I made a promise, Mr. Frodo. Like, I am going to do this with you. And so like Sam gets in the boat with him, like Frodo kind of pulls him out of the water. He's choking. And Sam goes with him on this journey alone. And sometimes we have to be our own Sam. Like we have to just be like, I am not alone in this. Yes, there is part of me that feels hopeless and like I can't get through this and I kind of have to isolate myself. But that part of you, that spark that started the journey in the beginning, who is like, you can do this. I believe in you. Sometimes we feel like we have to pull ourselves up by our bootstraps and just kind of get it done alone. But the more, and I think that this is true for both Donald and I, the more we have actually reached out in our darkest days and reached out for help and asked for support and been honest and vulnerable about our struggles, like the more we have felt like lifted up and less alone and less shame in our weight loss journventures. Yeah. I know that is true in Wolt Place. Sometimes we only look thin place, our Facebook-based accountability group. People tend to kind of go quiet when things are getting difficult or when they're like, maybe they did really well last month, but this month they're struggling. Sometimes people feel like they can only show up as their best selves, but But the real work and the real like progress happens when we show up when we're feeling low, when we're feeling overwhelmed, because that's what people don't just want to hear success stories. Like when we feel like we are like in a fellowship of people who are pulling together, like rooting for each other through ups and downs, it really does make the weight of the ring, the onion ring, the weight of the journventure feels so much less of a burden when you are surrounded by people who have gone through it, who know how hard it is, who are cheering you on. And again, whether that is having a wise advisor, listening to podcasts, books, people, following influencers who are elevating you, who are making you feel inspired. We need as much light and support as we can on our weight loss journventures. And whether you have seen Lord of the Rings or not, maybe your analogy, it's, I don't know, Sisterhood of the Traveling Pants, or I don't know, Gilmore Girls.
Gilmore Girls. I was going to say Gilmore Girls. Why do we both think of Gilmore Girls?
I don't know. I kind of missed the Gilmore Girls thing. I don't know if there's any motivation in that, but like finding that analogy, the ride or die, the people who you feel most supported with, like you can get through anything. It really does matter. And that siren call of hyper palatable foods. Again, it wouldn't have been as exciting if we called it the hyper palatable food fellowship. But like,
that's right.
That siren call of food is still with us. That is why the podcast is called We Only Look Thin, because it is the habits that we put in place, the people we surround ourselves with, the systems we put in place that support our weight loss goals. And that call of delicious food is still there. And to keep it at bay, we surround ourselves with positive habits. So what can you do to kind of edit your fellowship? Who do you have that will lift you up, that will hold you accountable, that will make this like journventure seem lighter and more possible? Find those people, find those resources. And if you do that, I know that your journventure will be successful, just like Frodo, Samwise Gamgee. If they can do it, and if we can do it, you can too.
Absolutely. And thank you so very much for listening. We really do appreciate that you have taken time out of your day to spend some of it with us. And we have about 391 or 2 other episodes of this show. And the most recent 300 are all available on all of the major podcast platforms, wherever you found this one. Or you can go back and listen from the first episode on YouTube or on our website at any time at weonlylookthin.com.
Yep. And if you are at weonlylookthin.com, click on that link for join our support group, join our fellowship. We Only Look Thin Place. Walt Place is a Facebook-based accountability group, but it is also, even if you're not like, oh, Facebook, weird. We also do weekly Zoom meetings where we do coaching and virtual support for one another. It is such an amazing group. I'm super proud of it. We have subgroups for additional accountability. Again, we've got the Zoom meetings, lots of different resources in the group to help you on your journventure. We have people who have a lot of weight to lose, people who are maintaining at every single stage of weight loss journventure. There are people there to support you, including me. So we have 2 subscription options, a monthly subscription to our fellowship. I was going to
well done.
I don't know. That's like the Imperial margarine sound. It's fine. We have a monthly subscription with a 3-day complimentary trial and a 3-month subscription with a 7-day complimentary trial to see if Walt Place is right for you. So join and be a member. It is such a wonderful place for support, accountability, fellowship. So check us out.
Yes, and let Catherine be your Galadriel or your Gandalf, or I don't know which one you'd rather be. Galandrioff. Yeah, well, that's a good one. And if you would like to spend time with us in other ways, you can check us out on social media. We are at We Only Look Thin on Instagram and Facebook. You can also, if you would like, send us an email. Tell us how the Lord of the Rings has inspired your fitness journey, or tell us about how, ways in which your personal fellowship has helped you on your health and fitness journey. Or if you have questions, if you have episode suggestions, we've turned a lot of listener emails into episodes of this show. Or if you just like to say hello, give us a compliment, give us a shout out. We like to hear all of those things, and you can do them all by sending an email to weonlylookthin@gmail.com.
Yep. And if you have a couple of extra minutes, please go over to Apple Podcast and leave us a rating and a review. Not only does it let us know that what we have been doing for you for over 7 years and almost 400 episodes is making a difference in your life, but it also helps other people find our podcast so they can add it to their weight loss journventure as well.
Yes, indeed. And another thing you can do that would really help us out is if you're hanging out with your fellowship and you tell somebody about the show. Word of mouth really does help the show grow. And if you know somebody who might get something out of it, if you're in a conversation and it comes up, or if you are in an internet group, a Discord server, a subreddit, or a Facebook group, and it makes sense to give us a shout out, we would really appreciate it. It sure does help the show grow.
Yep. And if you are wondering what time you should meet me, Catherine, behind the bleachers after school to flick cigarette butts at my nerdlinger husband, Donald Weigel, doing Dungeons and Dragons and nerd things, just remember that Donald, Samwise Gamgee, Frodo, and I are
an inspiration. Nation. The information that you hear on this podcast is for informational purposes only. The hosts are not medical professionals. You should always consult with your doctor, nurse, or other certified health professional before beginning any diet or fitness program.